Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Blush Tribe Hasina palette. We're going to start out with this green look here that I have on and then get into some of these other colors. So I do have up a review, swatches, first impression of this video with another look, so I'll link it up here so you can check it out. But overall, I'm absolutely loving this palette and the looks that I've done with it so far. I think that you are going to enjoy these looks, and if you like greens and purples and blues, then this might be a palette for you because it kind of gives you all of that in mattes and shimmers. Then at the end of the video, I will have a bit more of a review on the whole palette. Please do subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started with look number 1. I am going to be using the greens for this look, so I'm going to go ahead and start off with, I think with Erin in the crease. So I like to start out the color on the outside, and then I kind of like the color towards the inside to be a little lighter, so then after I've blended the outside I pull it to the inside. I do already have some primer on. I'm going to take a pinched blending brush. This is the Wet n Wild P15 to deepen up the crease with, I guess I should tell you guys, Mahina. It's just this outside color. That's what I'm going to use to deepen up the crease a bit. Alright, and then I'm going to go in with Money. This color right here, and that's going to go on the outer V. This is a Vintage Company brush that I got in a BoxyCharm, but it's just a slanted brush. I've been really liking using those for the outer V when I'm pulling that darker color or a little bit more into the eyelid. Okay, so before I go in with any of my shimmer shadows, I'm going to take that fluffy brush that I used on with Erin, that very first color, and I'm just going to blend out right here in the transition area. I still want all of my colors to show and there to be that gradient, but I want it to be seamless. And I don't want there to be any skipping. There was just a little bit of skipping there. So I've blended all that out. Now I'm going to go in. I am going to do a little bit of a cut crease, but not a true cut crease. So I'm going to go in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer, and I've got it on a little concealer brush. This is the Morphe 421. This is my favorite brush, or any little concealer brush for applying the concealer for a cut crease. It just gives really precise, and it's got that little rounded part on it that makes it easy to make that cut crease on there. So for this one, I am going to bring it. I'm going to start in the corner. That's a lot of concealer. So let me spread that out. And I'm going to bring it into the corner and up a bit. And then back down. So I really want that jade to pop in the corner, so I'm just bringing it up a little bit higher and out a little bit farther than my eyelid. So here's the shape that I want for it. And then I'm going to take, oh, I thought I had another concealer brush. Here's one. I'm going to take Jade, which is this color right here. And that's going to go right where that concealer is. And then I'm not pulling it all the way in because I am going to use that darker shade for part of this, the darker shimmery one. All right, so that's where I'm going to put the jade color. It's this one right here. And that's going to kind of cover like the middle section. All right, so it's pretty much blended between the shimmer shades, but I am going to go in with just a little brush. This is just a little pointer brush with Mani, which is that dark shade, and just blend these together. And I think I'm going to go back in with my crease color, which is Mahani. Just blend this part out a little bit. Just make sure everything's blended really well. Okay, so there's what I've got so far. I like that. I'm going to go ahead and finish it up on this side as well. That eye done. I really like how these turned out. I'm going to go ahead and do the lower lash line. So I'm going to take a little pencil brush. This is the Morphe 431. And I'm going to take that Mahani, which is the Kelly green color right here. Zoomed in a little more. So here's your look right there. Zoomed in a little bit. So this color, I'm going to pull all the way across the lower lash line. I think I'm going to bring in a bit of that deeper color, Mani, just in the very corner. And then obviously we've already got that green over in this corner, so I don't need to pull anything else right there. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do liner and mascara, and then I'll be back to tell you my thoughts about those green shades. I am back with liner and mascara. I did go ahead and take a wipe to clean up the outer eye portion right here. Boy, I gotta tell you, I use this Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. This one's creeping up into first place for my mascaras. I love this one. I am working on a 10 mascara trial to find out which one really is the best. So that video will be coming up, but that is going to take me a while. So just stay tuned for that. Make sure you've got your notification bell on so that you get notifications when things are posted. Okay, so overall, for the green shadows that I used today, I really like them. I mean, obviously they all had great pigment. I really like that these two here have a very similar tone to it. So they're very easy to kind of blend together and look seamless on the eye, but still go from a matte to a shimmer. This jade is beautiful. It's a beautiful color, and I did not need to use a fixing spray with either of these. Obviously, for the jade color, I did have a sticky base down because I put that concealer down, but they turned out really pretty. So that's kind of like my overall thoughts on those green shades. So let's go ahead and get into look number 2. Look number 2, I am for sure going to be using this one in the crease and the other blues. And then I think I might pull in a green for this look, maybe like the deeper green. So I'm going to start out with that light blue Anika in the transition area. Someone else had mentioned that they were having a difficult time with the blue, and it looks like this one might be a little harder to blend than the other ones, but let's keep working at it and see. So I think if I just keep blending it out some, I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So this blue, it looks like to get just a one coat wash is going to be kind of difficult without having skipping going on, but if you build it up, it does blend together and then blend out. So then the next shade I'm going to pull in is actually going to be that really deep green shade, Mani. And that I'm going to use on the outer crease. And I'm going to do this before I pull in a transition color because I just want to see how this looks first. Because because I know I want that on the outside, but I'm not sure what else I want on this look yet. I might end up using a little bit of that black, mixing the black and the blue. I think what I'm going to do first is build up the crease with that light blue because it looks like it's going to be buildable. That one's the, well, the only matte blue in here. That's why I wish there was another matte blue shade in here. But if I build it up just in the crease area, and then it's faded out in the transition area, I can pull a little black in here. Go in with a little fluffy brush. This is the Morphe 507. I always like to use this for detail. And I'm going to take Ash, the black one, and just deepen up that outer part a little bit. But not so you can see the black, just so there's a little depth to it. I think patting this one on might work a little bit better, and then I can blend it out. We just got a little depth to that, so now this is going to be kind of simpler to do. So I think this is going to be a simpler look. No cut crease today. I'm going to do, Mina is going to go on the center of the lid, and Faye is going to go on the inside of the lid, and that's going to be about it. And then we'll do the lower lash line. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Anika and put that all the way across the lower lash line. And I'm just taking a flat shader brush with Mina, which is the darker blue shimmer shade, and I'm going to use some fixing spray for that. Gosh, these shimmer shades are beautiful. I mean, they really get like a foiled effect when they're sprayed. I probably needed a bit of a denser brush with this one. I'm going to take my angled brush that I put the blue on with and just kind of tap that along the shimmer to blend those together. So I've got a flat dense brush for Faye. Let's see how this goes on without any fixing spray. Oh, it's a little crumbly with some fallout. Not like terrible. And not as much of a foiled effect, but still beautiful. And I'm going to use that for my inner corner highlight as well. Alright, so it just creates like a really pretty gradient. It's not so distinct. It blends together well. So let me go ahead and do the other eye. I'm going to do liner and mascara, and actually I do want to put a bit of that green right into the lower lash line. Alright guys, so I'm back with the final look. So here's look number 2. So even though there aren't a lot of blue shades, I was still able to get a very blue eye. Not that I always wear monochromatic looks, but in a palette where blue is one of the main focuses, I would like to be able to get a blue eye. So yeah, just using kind of that green to deepen it up in the black, I think I got a really good look from it. So overall, for the blues, so that matte one, it does take a little to work with. You absolutely can get it to blend out, to build up. I think using it less built up is actually more difficult than building it up and blending it out, but it did blend out nicely. I don't have any skipping or anything with it. It blended into the other colors great. I did try to use, I feel like I'm so close up. I did try to use the shimmer shades. Specifically, go ahead and put on the L'Oreal Candyman. This is my favorite shade from the Dosa Coco line. Anyways, I did try to use the shimmer shades without a fixing spray, and specifically that darker blue shimmer shade was very hard to lay down without using a fixing spray. With it, wow, absolutely gorgeous, along with that lighter blue one. So this is look number 2. Let's move on to look number 3. Okay, so for today's look, I definitely want to use some of these purples. And then I also think I'm going to use Ray I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to really wash out this color iris in the transition area, and then I want Re in the crease area. So I just want that purple color to peek a little bit behind the turquoise color. Would that be considered turquoise? Maybe teal? Maybe that's a better word for it. I'm just going to build it up until I think there is enough that it'll show peeking through. And then I'm going to take Re on a pinched crease brush. This is the Wet n Wild P15. And I'm just going to pat it in that crease to start. I have it up high enough that when I blink you can still see it, which is where I want it. And then I'm just going to build up that crease color. Okay, so for the outer V, I'm just going to put a little bit of the darker purple color, so that's Mohan right here. And that's just going to go right on the outer V. And then I really want the majority of my lid to be a brighter color. So I'm going to use the lighter shimmer shades. So we're going to have to blend that a lot. But I want to blend it with a brush that doesn't have anything on it, because I don't want to keep adding more purple. I just want a little bit of this dark purple on the outside. So I'm going to use my color switch pan and really clean that brush off so there's nothing left on it. And then I'm going to use this to blend these two colors together. So I'm just creating this V shape with my brush that has no color on it, and I'm just pulling these colors up and out. And this is a smaller fluffy brush. This is actually the Balm. It's all rubbed off, so I can't tell you what it's called, but it's the one that has the smaller fluffy brush and this little flatter fluffy brush. So next what I'm going to do, because I really want these shimmer shadows to stick and pop onto the majority of my lid, I'm going to take some glitter glue and lay that down. So I'm not doing a cut crease, but I do want these shadows to pop where they are laid. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the glitter glue and put that on the lid, especially because that darker color is there. When I use a glitter glue, I like to work with that eye right away so I can work with it while it's sticky. Alright, so here's Monique and here's Destiny. They're both so pretty. I think I'm going to start with Monique and see how that goes and maybe add in some Destiny. Destiny's almost a little bit warmer tone than Monique. Alright, so then I just sprayed that with some fixing spray. And I think I'm just going to take a little bit of Destiny right here. Then I'm going to take a pencil brush and I'm going to take Destiny and blend these together And then I'm going to blend it together on the other side, and I might end up, I'm probably going to, yeah. I'm going to take some of Mohan and just bring it up a little bit here into Destiny. So that deeper purple color into the shimmer shade. And then I'm going to take my tiny Morphe fluffy brush 507 and which is the teal shade, and just real gently redefine that line. I do like that. Okay, I am going to go ahead and do the other eye with the shimmer shades and blend those out, and then we'll be back to do the lower lash line. I want that Morphe flat definer brush, which I can't find, but I have an extra because I really like this brush. So this is the 432, and I'm going to take Mohan, which is the dark purple color, and just stamp that right on the lash line. Alright, then I did go ahead and clean up the edges, and they're just a little bit harsher than I would like right now, so I'm just going to kind of fade that out a little bit with that blending brush I use so it's not so harsh. For a highlighter, I'm going to take my purple highlighter from this Anastasia Glow Kit. This is the Aurora Glow Kit, and it's called Spectra. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. So I can't use this highlighter for a highlight because with my skin tone it makes it look like I just have like some dirty right there. But it works really good as an inner corner highlight with a purple look, which I love purple looks. So I'm back with the final look. In case you are wondering, I've got the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara on and the, is it Tarte Sex Kitten liquid liner on. And then I also have on the Urban Decay Naked lipstick in, well, it's in Naked. I think it's a cream. It's one of the old packages. For an overall review of the Blush Tribe Hasina palette, you guys probably already know, I love this palette. I've done 5 looks now with this palette, so I've used all the shades. I kind of talked about the shades as I use them with each look, but definitely Fixing Spray really makes these shimmer shadows pop and look foiled. I had a little tiny fallout with the matte shades, but it was barely anything and it was very easy to just dust away. What one is this? Anika. That one took a little bit to build up, and I think it would be hard to use as a washed out color. But building it up, it was very easy to blend. The colors are easy to blend into each other. I did that with quite a few of the looks, so you could see that. There's not much more to say about this palette. You guys saw the looks I did. If you like purples, blues, and greens, then I would definitely say this palette is for you. I would love for there to be an extra blue in here instead of the black, but it's there. So you guys saw with the blue look, I used a little bit of that black to build some up in the corner, and I was able to create a pretty blue looking look. Blue, yeah. With just the 3 blues that are given in this palette. So not that I'm going to create monochromatic looks all the time, but with a palette that is themed that, I would like to have the opportunity to be able to create a monochromatic look with that, which you clearly can do with the greens and the purples. I think that's about all. If you want to check out the swatches, the pricing, all that stuff, I put that in the video with my initial impressions swatches and my first look, which I linked up there at the beginning. So it's in the iCards if you want to check that out. I do highly recommend this palette. I think it's a beautiful palette, worth the money. If you like these shades, absolutely. If you are a more neutral person who likes a pop of color, this probably is not going to be the palette for you, because you can definitely get these pops of color within neutral palettes. So if you love color though, I recommend this palette. So before you leave, don't forget to subscribe. I hope that you liked this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!